Hey everyone, this is Sandeep back with 100 days of coding JavaScript. Today's video, I'm going to write the logic for generation of password for our random password generator application. So we have written the HTML, we are done with the CSS, we are done with the events handling, right? So when I'm going to click on this generate button, somehow I want to generate a password. So I'm going to switch to my tab and we're going to see like what logic we're going to use to generate this password. So the minimum length for the password which I'm going to use, because we need to put some criteria for the length, right? So we need to put some length and the length which I'm thinking of going, minimum length of password should be 3, right? That is the idea. So if the length of the password number which you're going to select is less than or equals to is less than 3, then I'm going to show an error or some kind of warning to the user. Okay, now once I have the length, right? Now the length can be minimum 3, it can be 4, 5, it can be 10, 20. It can be any length, right? We can have the maximum length also, but for now I'm going with only the minimum length part. That's the idea I am implementing here. So next is how we are going to have the password generated, right? So there are different conditions, right? The user can select include numbers, include special characters, right? As a part of logic. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to split my password into 3 parts. Okay, so let's say suppose the user has given selected 4 or 3. Take the example of 3. So my password will get split into 1, 1, 1, 3 different parts. The first part will be for the symbols. Here, this is the length of the symbols. I'm going to show one symbol only, right? The second part will be for the characters, the alphabets of my password, and third part will be the numbers. Okay, so if the user selects 3, this is how my password is going to get divided into 3 different parts: symbols, characters, numbers. Let's say suppose user has selected 4, right? In that case, the length, the division would be something like this. Okay, so in that case the division would be 1, 2 and 1, something like this in case of 4. Okay, say suppose user has selected 6, so in that case it will be 2, 2 and 2. So this area is mostly will be twice of the first or the third length, I would say. So this is the logic which I want to implement, right? So once I have this split, this logic, I need to have different functions. So this will be the length, right? So I need to write a logic for generate symbols, right? Based on the lengths. So if the length is 2, it should give me 2 special characters, special symbols. I need to write a function for generate characters also, or alphabets. And I need to write a function for generate numbers. So there will be three different functions, and we are going to add the result of these 3 functions together. That will be our password. Okay, so this is the idea, this is the logic. And for generating these 3 functions, I'm going to take help of ChatGPT. So you'll see how we can leverage ChatGPT for writing the logic also. And for the split thing, I have already written the logic. I'm going to use that. So let's go into, so I hope you understood the logic. This logic can be anything. Okay, this is what I'm planning to use. You can probably have all the 3 characters, maybe generated randomly with one symbol, one character, one number. So basically you can put whatever logic you want to put. You can go with that. Okay, cool. So let's jump into the code editor, and I'll start writing the logic inside my index.js file. So first of all, I need a function, right? Which is going to give me this split. So for that, I have already written that function. I'm just going to copy that function from here, split numbers. And I can put this inside index.js file also, or maybe I'll go with, writing the utils.js file where I'm going to put all these functions. Like split number, I'll put here. So what this function actually does, I'm going to give it a number. So this will be my password length. So say suppose the length is 4, it's going to divide into 3 different parts: part 1, part 3 and part 2. Remember, part 2 will be 2/3 of the length. So that is the logic for this, and the part 1 and part 3 will be 1/3 of my actual password length. So this is what I'm returning an array. I'm going to use this function. Okay, so let's first start with some logic here. I'm going to remove this console.log. So when I'm going to click on generate button, first let's put the check for the password length. Okay, so if password length is less than 3, I'm going to show an error. So I'm using the alert for now. It's a good idea to show the model or some kind of error just below the generate password input maybe, or below the generate button, something like that. But I'm going to show the alert just to keep things simple. So I'll say password must be password length must be greater than 3, greater than 2. I'll say something like this. And I'm going to return. So fail fast. This is called fail fast. So nothing is going to happen if the password length is less than 3. So let's check this logic. So I'll refresh and say, suppose I generate the password. See that password length must be greater than 2. So now if I select 2, still it's showing me the error warning. Actually 3, it's getting through, right? When the length is 3, it's working fine. Now let's first of all handle the condition where the length is going to be 3 or more than 3. Include number will be checked and include special character will also be checked. So this will be the first password generation logic which I'm going to write. So for that, I'll write something like this. If I'm going to check a condition here, if so we already know that length is greater than 3. Now I have created 2 different Boolean variable, include number and include symbol here, right? So when you select those values, these values are going to be true, right? So I'm going to check if include numbers and include symbols. If both are true, right? In that case, I need to generate the password using all the 3 different parts of my password, right? So I need to show the special characters, I need to show the characters, and I need to show the numbers also. Okay, and for that, obviously I need to write that logic where I need to get that split, right? So we need to generate the numbers, we need to generate the symbols also. So let's take the help of ChatGPT to generate those functions. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT, right? A JavaScript function to generate special chars string based on length. I'm just trying to give some input. Function to generate random string of special characters based on given length. Okay, so it's writing that function. So the function has been generated. I'm just going to copy this function from here. And I'll put this function inside my utils file. So let's put it here, generate special character string. I'm going to use this function to generate the special character based on the length. We need a similar function for the numbers also, right? Or characters, I would say. So let's generate for the characters. I'm going to copy this from here and I'm going to ask ChatGPT to generate the JavaScript function to generate the special characters string based on special characters to generate alphabet. Basically, I need to change to alphabet string based on the length. But before I generate this function, it's good idea to understand what ChatGPT has been generated. Don't just go ahead and blindly copy and paste the code. That's not a good idea, right? So what it is doing, let's understand. So I'm going to pass length as a parameter here, right? As an argument. So what it is doing, it's taking some special characters, creating strings of some special character, then the result. Now what it is doing, so it's going to generate the special character string based on the length, right? So it's going to loop through the length. Now it is generating some kind of random index. See that random index where it is going to start. Okay. And that is getting generated based on some math.random number and the character length. So it's generating some random index. So maybe one time the random index will be this. Next time it will be this. So it's going to generate some of the special character string based on the index and the length. So it will return this, or maybe it will this, something like that. So a really simple code, right? And same code it is going to write for the characters also, if you see here, right? So write a function, alphabet character string based on length. See, only thing it's going to change is only this part, where instead of using special characters, it is using the alphabets. So I'm going to copy this code, let it generate, and I'm going to paste it here. So we have generate special character strings. We have generate alphabet character strings. Now we need the third function, which is for the numbers, and we can write it by ourselves, right? I'm just going to copy and paste this code here that we can write by ourselves only. And how we can do that? Basically, instead of these alphabets, I'm going to have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because these are the numbers, right? So generate number. I'm going to change the name to number character string. You're going to get the length, and instead of characters, I'm going to have the numbers here. And let's take the numbers. Instead of characters, I'll put the numbers here, and that should be okay, right? Save. Right. So we have our three functions available now, right? I have written the function for generating our splitting our number, also splitting the password in length into three different parts, right? Now we need to include this file. So I'm going to include this utils file just before my index.js file. So let's put this script, and the source will be utils.js. Okay, so now I have all these functions available to me: split number, generate special characters, and generate alphabet character string, and generate number character string. I'm going to use these functions, right? So if include numbers and include symbols is true, right? If both are true, I need to generate the password based on the first part will be the symbols, and the second part will be the characters, and third part will be the numbers, right? So first of all, I need that password length. And for that, I'm going to create some variables here. So we are going to say const will use let first part, right? First part of the password, that will be symbol part, right? So I'll say symbol part length. I'll need character part length also, right? Character part length. And I'll need number part length also. Number part, length length. So how I'm going to get that? So I'm going to call my function. I'll have let parts is equals to split numbers. This is the name of the function, right? Split number. I'm going to call, and I'm going to pass it the password length. Let's test this functionality. Okay, so I'll do the console.log, and let's see what we are getting in the parts for different password length. Okay, we'll go back to the application, refresh, and open the developer tool. Now for length of 3, what parts I'm getting? Okay, so I'm clicking on generate and nothing is happening. So let's see. I have a submit here, event.prevent default is also there. Length is greater than 3. Why this part is not coming? Okay, I didn't select these two, right? Okay. Generate. See, 1 1 1. For 4, we are getting 1 2 1. So the first length will be for the symbols, second will be for the character, and third will be for the numbers. Generate. I'll just select for 7 or 8. See that 2 4 2. So we're getting the parts, right? The exact length and the parts get different parts of the password divided into 3 different lengths. Okay, now I'm going to use these lengths and assign it to symbol part. First is a symbol part length, which will be our parts 0. Next is our character part length, which is going to be parts 1. And last will be our number part length, right? That will be parts 2. So that way, I'm going to get the length for the symbol, length for the character, and length for the number. Now, I'm going to use these length values to generate my password using the utility functions. So first we need to generate the special characters, right? So I'm going to copy this function from here and I'll pass it symbol part length, right? Then we need to add, because I have numbers as well as symbols, both are included, right? Next will be for the characters. Characters anyways I need to generate, right? Next will be generate alphabet character string, and I'm going to put enter here just to have some separation, and this will take the character part length, right? And next I am going to have generate number character string, and I'll pass number part length. So this is going to generate that password, right? Which I need. So I'm going to store it, or I'm going to assign this password to our password input, right? And we already have a password input in the element DOM. That particular element, I'm going to target that element. Okay, dot value. So input has a value property. I'm saying assign my generated password using the concatenation, right, to the input value. Now I'm going to save. Let's go back. Let's generate a password with 3 characters. I'm going to include both numbers and special character. Click generate. Okay, characters is not defined. Inside utils, line number 32, 33. Let me see. I might have forgot something. Yes, we need numbers here, not the characters. Save. Come back. 1, 2, 3. Select. Generate. See that? We are getting the password generated, but somehow I'm getting the characters, I'm getting the number, but the special character, the symbol is not coming, right? So what is the problem? Special character string, generate special character string length, that is correct. Now I need to see, like, I'm passing the symbol checkbox. I don't need to pass symbol checkbox. I need to pass symbol part length here. That was a typo. Then again, I'll try to generate the password now. Generate. See that? With the special character, then the character, then the number. Let's generate a bigger one probably. See that? Now we are able to generate the password based on the numbers and characters, but there is a possibility user will select either one of them, right? Or none of them. There is a possibility they will select none of them also, right? So maybe if the user select one of them, what will be the logic? So that will be our else condition, right? And we're going to copy and paste this one from here. And first I'll handle for the numbers. Maybe the user has included only numbers, right? In that case, again, I'm going to generate the password input.value. And in this case, when the numbers are only included, I'll use this part, right? Where we need to generate the alphabet character string, right? Based on the character part length. But yeah, in this case, like, we have 2 things, right? We don't have 3 things. So we are going to split our password into 2 parts, right? So let's write the logic for that. So for character path part length, now I'm going to write different function here. We are going to split our password length into 2 parts, right? So divide by 2, and for password part length, I'm going to use math.seal function. So basically, I'm writing the logic for splitting my password in 2 parts. One will be the character part and one will be the number part, because we want to include numbers only. So this will be the character part length, and I need the number part length also. So for that, I'm going to use math.floor, and I'll copy this only. Again, I'm going to divide my password into 2 parts. Here I'm using the floor. Floor is like the previous value, like say suppose I have 1.4, it will be 1, and seal is nothing but the next value. That is, if I have 1.4, it will be rounded to 2, right? So I have both the length, number part length, character part length. I'm using the character part length here. Next, I need the number part length, right? So to go do that, I need to put generate number character string, and I'm going to pass the number part length here. Let's check for this condition now. If numbers are only included, so let's try. Maybe I'll go with 3. Only include numbers. Generate. See that the number is included, right? Let's increase the size. Maybe generate. See that we are getting the number. We're getting the characters also, and the length is 6, right? Let's run some more scenario. Here we're getting the 4 as a password length. Now next is, say suppose user has selected only special characters. They don't need to include the numbers. So let's handle that condition also, and that will be pretty similar to this, right? Instead of include numbers, we'll use include symbols. And there will be, I need to do some copy paste of the code, right? I'm good. So let me write it, So in this case, we don't need number part length, we need symbol part length, right? And the logic will be same. Symbol part length. The logic will be same. I'm going to use same logic like this. For a symbol part length, I'm going to use floor, and for the character part length, I'm going to use the ceil function. So that way I'm going to get the part length. Now for password input dot value, first I'm going to generate the alphabet part, the character part, alphabet character string. So I'm going to pass here character part length. And the next one will be generate the special symbols, right? So random special characters. For that, I'll pass the symbol part length. And this is going to generate the password with the characters and special characters. So I'll take the 3 example first, include special characters generate. Okay, generate random special characters is not defined. Okay, this function is not defined. It is saying, maybe it is taking from this file. I need to use generate. What is the function name? Generate special character string. Okay. Generate special character string. Save. See that? We're getting the special character at the end. Let's increase the length. Okay. So it's combination of alphabets and special characters. So the last thing is, if user hasn't selected anything, I need to generate the entire password using the alphabet character string only, right? So in that case, the last else condition I need, that will be password input dot value is equals to, I'm going to use generate alphabet character string. This is the function, and I'm going to pass the entire password length, because the entire password will be of alphabets only. So let's do that. I'll select maybe like 7, generate. See that? Let's try for 10. Let's try for maybe 3. Okay, see that? So for all the 3 different conditions, right, I can see the random password is getting generated. Okay, so we took help of ChatGPT for generating some of the function. We understood how those functions are written by ChatGPT, and we have written logic related to generation of password inside my submit function. Probably I can take this part, and I can put it into a separate function also. Like maybe this is a good idea. I will take this and I'll write a function called generate password, something like this, and I can write that function here, generate password, and paste the entire logic. I'm going to save, and now if I come back here, generate, working fine, numbers, special characters. See that? Good. So I think our generate password randomly generating password functionality is working fine. We have written some code, right? And you understood like how to write the logic for any JavaScript application also. I know this is a long video, but I wanted to cover the entire logic in this part of the video. In the next part of the video, we are going to write the functionality for copying this password. So until then, you take care, goodbye, and thanks for watching the video.